want to make this little side video. It's a rant about something that just keeps running in my head more and more. And a lot of it has to do with this whole coronavirus talk that's going around, and got a lot of people all worked up. And I am not the type of person to get panicky or anything like that. But, you know, you do hear a lot of talk on radio and TV about how fast it's spreading and that the incubation period is like only 2 weeks. And, now cases are starting to come up and death tolls are starting to increase. At least I know they are in mainland China. I believe the count's like in the 800 area. Could be more. I don't know. But pretty much, I'm not one to really get panicky. But I'm finding myself becoming a little bit more judgmental on who I am around. Okay. One example was coming out here to do a hike. I was on the BART train, and I don't really ride the BART train unless I have something to do work related, because primarily I work from my house, so I don't really have to commute as much. But when I have to go somewhere and I need to take a BART or a bus, I'm very mindful of who the hell's around me. And one indicator, one thing that really triggers me is when I see a bunch of people, and yes, primarily they are Asian, so don't start pulling that whole racial, you're going to get racist and all that. It has nothing to do with it. It is just a reality of what I am seeing. And what I am seeing is a lot of Asians wearing masks. And I've seen about a third of the people on the BART train and on the BART platform, wearing masks. And I find that to be, unnerving, and so I just basically, I'll be honest, I stay the hell away from those people, especially people wearing masks, because let's face it, if you're an Asian person wearing a mask, to me, that's a red flag. That's telling me one of two things: that somebody, or you're surrounding yourself around people that are from China, mainland China, and you have concern about getting whatever they may have, and they may have came through here, and I know you're going to tell me, well, they're checking people out and they're isolating people in Air Force bases and stuff like that. That they just started doing that. We don't know how many people prior to that have came in. And, so when I see people wearing masks, either they are around people that just came from mainland China, or they themselves came back from mainland China, and they know they haven't been checked out prior to the what they're doing now currently to people coming back. They say they're grounding flights. I think I tweeted something like they should have grounded those damn things a long time ago. We don't want, personally, I don't want anybody coming from mainland China. I don't care if, you're a U.S. citizen and because I know, actually, to be honest with you, I know an individual who actually, he's an American, but he goes overseas to China and he teaches, to the Chinese children English and stuff like that. And so he does do that. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. I don't know. Maybe they got him on an Air Force base, because I'm pretty sure they had to evacuate him. He was in the mainland part of China. He wasn't in Hong Kong or anything like that. Anyhow, so either somebody, or you're around people there, that were from mainland China, or, something. There's something, or you shop in a location where, where it's primarily, Oriental cuisine or whatever, Asian cuisine. And you're around other people that are Asian, or maybe you live in Chinatown. I mean, there's a lot of concern about people because they just had the Chinese New Year, that a lot of people weren't going to show up to the parade. I don't know how the turnout was. I was going to go check that out until this whole coronavirus thing came up. And I told myself, oh, hell no, I'm not going to go there. I've already seen it before. I did see people that day going to San Francisco to the Chinese New Year parade. And a lot of them actually were wearing masks, but a lot of them were not. So, I've heard a lot of stories that maybe this whole virus thing is probably just something staged by the Chinese government. A lot of conspiracy theories there. And I don't, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would sit there and throw your people into a panic and, risk, what economy you got still going, to go straight into the toilet by doing so. But I don't think that's the case. I think this is just something that the Chinese government got out of hand and just didn't notify the rest of the world that, hey, we got a problem, and it's already escalated. We just don't know how much currently is going to affect the rest of the world, especially here in the U.S., especially where I live in California. I mean, they got people coming over here and hanging out in Air Force bases, so there you go. So it does have me triggered a little bit. I'm a little triggered by it. I'm a little nervous. I'm catching myself more and more discriminating against Chinese and Asian people because of this whole thing, and not because, I guess you'd say profiling. I'm profiling. And, I think I rightfully have so, because I mean, don't wear a mask around me unless you know something that I don't know. I see a lot of people, wearing masks, like, especially like security guards. At one place I go to, they have security guards all the time at the door. And, they're wearing masks, because they have to deal with the public. They don't know what the hell they're dealing with. And the thing is they're saying that these masks that a lot of people are wearing, they're absolutely useless in the first place. I think the masks that you have to get are these, what was it, M94 or M49. It's a special mask that has like a little respirator thing, like two little respirator things when you wear the mask, and but what people are wearing, when you just see them like, fake doctor masks, those ain't gonna work, man. Those are just particle masks. If anything, you'll just keep dust out of your mouth. But this is virus stuff. You're gonna have to literally wear a gas mask if you want to feel safe. I mean, if you want to go that direction. But anyhow, I think I'm done with my rant. I really feel bad that I have to profile. I'm finding myself doing that. But at the same time, they really got to get a grip on this. The CDC and the World Health Organization and all these other, places, these organizations and whatever, they got to, let us know what's going on and get the shit done and done quick. I don't believe the Chinese government was, coming forward. They were honest and coming forward about the situation. I think until it got to a point where they see it getting out of hand and going to other countries, that's when they started talking. And it's the Chinese. You can't trust those guys. They're commies. They're communists. Oops, excuse me. They're communists. So I don't trust the communists in the first place. I don't care. Trump says, oh, we have a good relationship and everything like that. Of course, you're gonna, blow smoke up your enemy's ass every time. He knows they're fucking dirty. These are dirty people, They're no different than Iranians or North Koreans, they'll lie through their teeth, you know what I mean? So, this would not be any different, with the Chinese. It has, there's a lot of theories. Maybe it was just kind of a biomedical experiment that got out of hand. I mean, they said that about, what was it, Ebola, that shit got out of hand, AIDS, they were saying that, AIDS started in a laboratory by a monkey. Monkey bit somebody, and now all of a sudden AIDS exploded. I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. I'm not a, biochemist by any means, but, I think, when you're dealing with the Chinese need to have been forthright about the whole thing. They were not forthright about anything. That's who they are in nature, I personally thought maybe they were just, throwing it out there to fuck with the U.S. and say, we'll just poison their people with some of our people. We got plenty of people in our country, so what the hell if we sacrifice a million people? If we got like billion people over there, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a wacky conspiracy theory, I know, but who knows? Who knows, right? But I think I'm done with this rant, this whole, what is it? The whole coronavirus. I think I'm done with the rant. I just don't like being so nervous around a group of people, just because of their race. I'm not that kind of person. I never have been. But, until somebody from the CDC or somewhere, World Health Organization, can come out with some kind of conclusion, or, instead of just theories, I guess that's where I'm at with the whole thing. So I apologize if I offended all of you out there, or any of you out there. I'm sure I pissed off some of you woke progressives. You're very judgmental type of people. You'll probably say something stupid like, "Oh, look at the white guy wearing a black shirt. Oh, yeah, he's just being a racist." Or I don't know. Who knows what the hell you people say, right? Anyhow, I'm done with that. That's my rant about the coronavirus. Best thing to do is pretty much stay inside your own home, stay off of public transportation, stay away from anybody, period. I don't care what the race is. I just stay away from people. If people are coughing and stuff like that, I'm like that. I'm covering my face. All right? So don't be offended if you're one of them. I just don't want your nastiness around me. So I'm done now.